what I'm doing is I'm doing a presentation on behalf of Gemopolis. Now they are a sponsor of the Melbourne Joomla Day, but I have no affiliation with them apart from that I've actually been I'm a subscriber to their services and I am a user of their software. Okay, as part of a couple of different projects I've done. So basically that's one thing I just need to declare. Now, Visionary Group is not Gemopolis, as I'm saying. They are a sponsor, and therefore I've just been asked to do this presentation because an airfare from Switzerland to Melbourne is probably out of their... Well, it's not out of their budget, it's just not practical for them. They did want to go onto Skype and, and talk to everybody, but it's something like 1 o'clock in the morning there at the moment. So yes, so I've got a presentation, and then I have a little video which is talking a little bit more about CBSubs, and it's really good. What I find really funny is that it's really good to actually get their very thick Swiss accent, and get that. So it's quite entertaining. Anyway, I shall start. So a little bit of information, just a brief breakdown as to what we're talking about. A little bit of information about Gemopolis, the solutions perspective, then they go into a little bit more detail about Community Builder, and then CBSubs, okay, and then just a range of other components that they have, or plugins and modules that they have. So just to give a bit of an idea, with Community Builder, there's the main aspects is that the people and the numbers. It's really good to be able to manage memberships and things like that. The CBSubs is the sort of the revenue component which plugs into that. Technical side of things, I'm not really going to go too much into the technicalities of it. Suffice to say is that these guys at Gemopolis have done a really good job with documentation. I think the document manual for Community Builder is, correct me if I'm wrong, maybe 200 pages or something. It's huge, but it is so in-depth, and Chris and I were just talking about components which are just so extensible that you've got to. Sometimes it's really easy to get lost. With this, there is that, but you've got the documentation to support it as well. Support is really good, and also they have the forums. So if there's nothing, if you can't find it in the documentation, which is up to date and very comprehensive, you also have the ability to actually ask questions within the forum, or see postings in the forum, all that normal stuff. And a situation where if you can't find anything there, their support is really good. It's about, obviously there's 12 hours difference, so you get probably a 24-hour turnaround. They don't have online support. That's probably the only downside, but Okay, so the people perspective we'll talk about now. So obviously you've got these different, so you've got the team, the work groups, the community, and then you've got the facts and key points. So we'll go into a little bit more detail with regards to that. The community, so Community Builder, it's very, has everybody heard of Community Builder? And there was a few users, of Community Builder, okay. So 400,000 registered Joomla petitions, paid membership subscribers, which is that's their revenue model that they use, and there's lots of extensions as well. Now they're calling it a social networking solution, which is very true, both for Mambo and Joomla. I guess probably we tend to sort of use the term e-community a little bit more, and correct me if I'm wrong. There is a lot of overlaps there. Most popular social networking extension on GD. 2 million plus installations from the 400,000 registered members. So, for example, out of that, I've done 3 installations, not one member. So, pretty much the same ratio. 180 plus community builder extensions, as well as having that great support I was talking about, the different venues, the different vehicles that you can actually use to get that support. The software itself, or the component itself, has been very stable from day one and secure, so a couple of vulnerabilities. And it seems to work quite well. Looks like they've tested it for 5,000 simultaneous users on one server. The maximum I've got at the moment is just a bit over 500, and there's no issues. There's no issues there. Okay, so work groups. So this is about Gymlopolis itself. You've got the community builder team. So Beat, Nick, and Kyle. And then there's the obviously with a lot of these components, there's obviously a great number of people who support it and are raving fans and all that sort of thing. So these guys offer social networking, website membership, common interest groups for members, paid subscriptions, the main products and plans, community builder, which is obviously their core unit, Group Jive, which I haven't used yet, but apparently is very good. Now, CB Quick Start Pro is really interesting in the sense that for a developer or an integrator, you have the ability to, you've got your membership, and you go, okay, I'm doing a development, and I need CB Community Builder, CBSubs, Group Jive, and a couple of different third-party, a couple of different extensions or plugins. And what it does is it gets all those together, puts them in an installer, and that's a single download and a single install as well. Really handy. So that's a great thing, and obviously, having had to migrate from 1.5 to 2.5 in a couple of different projects recently, over the past, say, 6 months or so, this is just a breath of fresh air. But, more than happy to sort of do those migrations because of the benefits that 2.5, 3 have got. Advanced add-ons, professional add-ons, and probably the big news at the moment that they're pushing from their marketing speak, I guess, is their CBSubs GPL. Obviously it wasn't that previously, which is really handy. Okay, just a bit of a idea of the full functionality, those plugins, and the features that are derived from that. Community Builder, going into a little bit more depth. Registration and approval workflows, that's a really good thing. I guess in a situation that the next presentation I'm doing later on this afternoon will go into a little bit more detail as how those workflows happen, but they're very, very handy as far as if you've got an administrator who is not IT savvy. Several associations I work with, they have temporary people who are administrators, and they just need to get a little bit of information on it. They get notified of changes that are happening with members, new images, things like that. And so these workflows are really, really helpful on that basis. Membership data gathering, very, very good information, good searching, some great filtering setups on the actual users section. And profiles organised in fields, many types and tabs. There's the social networking aspect of it, which I would sort of label as the social networking side of it, is the interactions called connections. So what happens is you've got a list of members. It's all in, generally speaking, a secure section. So if they're particularly within a paid situation, they would then connect to each other. So there's the ability to be able to connect, through other social media, for example, but also within that organisation through CB's Community Builder. And then their moderation tools, so reporting, banning, blocking, image moderation, as I said before, so that flows back into your workflows as well. And user listing and searching. and then you've got the ability to actually, go into integration with other content management systems, functionality, forum, newsletters, blogs, things like that.
Susie, can I ask you a question?
Hmm.
Can you have groups within community building, like private groups, like connections? So to say that
Yes, there is an ACL sort of environment. Yeah. So, for example, in the situation I'll be presenting this afternoon, there's a board of management. So they have a slightly different membership. They have your basic membership plus there's a sort of an add-on to that. And this presentation goes into a little bit more.
But does that need to be set up by administration, or can that be set up by the community themselves? So can log in and create.
Well, in theory, the community could set it up, but you really would need somebody like the integrator, the developer, or an administrator who's pretty well versed with Community Builder. It's a pretty sort of it's setting up like an ACL sort of arrangement within that. So yeah, you could, but I wouldn't leave it to the community to do it. I guess in theory, if somebody's got the right privileges, they could do that.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, incidentally, if you do have any questions that I am unable to answer, these guys, the Gemopoulos, are more than happy to, for me to take your details, and they'd be more than happy to talk to you guys on Skype or by email or that sort of thing. Yep, so that's that. So core functionality, as you can see, quite a comprehensive functionality there. We've sort of briefly touched on that. The add-ins, so Group Jive, Capture, Privacy, Profile Books, what else? Facebook and Twitter Connect, that's actually a recent module that you can actually add onto it. Content modules, admin modules. And the extension's really good. For example, in the presentation to do this afternoon, I'll show a couple of different interactions with regards to the extensions and how they operate within a membership environment.
Jen, your question earlier about can users do it themselves, I've just gone onto their website.
Yep.
Group Jive does that.
Group Jive, yeah.
So their marketing speak is empowering your users to organise themselves into common interest groups.
Yeah, which is exactly that.
Yeah. Excellent. That's great.
That's
Yep.
Good.
Okay, so I won't go too much into the architecture. I believe that these presentations will be available. Is that right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. So and this is this probably is on their website too, somewhere. API examples. I'm not going to touch these because I'm not that in depth. I know what it means, but I couldn't sort of answer any questions on this, obviously. Now, Community Builder has been, I think, possibly always, and possibly always will be free. How they do it, you can download it, but for example, if you want any documentation, you need to actually be a member, and there's different levels of memberships, subscription based. CBSubs is a different situation in the past, but now is GPL free. So funded by documentation subscriptions, and so in that case, they've been able to keep Community Builder free. High quality, secure releases, support other GPL projects when possible. Joomla board, Firewall Brenner, and community aware. So they're saying that although their main customers are using it for Joomla, there is Mambo users as well. And sound framework instead of quick add-ins. Some of this sounds like they're going for a bank loan, I believe, but anyway. A membership site should and may and should support membership plans, so paid or free validity period. site-related privileges, so that's a good example that I'll be able to show this afternoon, and managed subscribers, so the admin side of it is really important. Okay, so CBSubs, so that's the membership subscription side of things. How are we going for time? 44.
Quarter to 12.
Okay, so GPL Freedom, which is only just recently been released. Clean solution, no hacks. The payment systems, they've actually increased that just recently. The payment system example that I use is through PayPal, and there's also a necessity for a manual payment as well, which is, you know, your old school purchase order, invoice, blah, 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 that sort of thing. But there's a lot of organisations, and it's for a manufacturing association as well. So there's some manufacturers that just, you know, pump out widgets, and they are still probably, a computer, oh man. Yeah, so it's a situation where that association that I'm going to showcase this afternoon needs to provide manual payment. Supports subscriptions, donations, monetary sales items, digital. Apparently, I haven't seen an example of that, but they're promoting the fact that does sort of do, your digital sort of subscriptions as well, which obviously is an example of what they use within Gemolopolis itself. Powerful promotions engine with coupons and conditions. I've used the coupons side of things. It's in a one version back from what it is now scenario, and it's really good.
Can I ask a quick question on that?
Yeah.
Because I've got a real client doing this.
Yeah.
It's basically a training company.
Yeah.
You purchase, there's 5 modules,
Yeah.
purchase for a certain price.
Sure.
You've already purchased 2, and then you realise you do want to do the other 3. When they purchase those 3 individual, can the total price still be the same as the 5?
Good question. That's one for them.
Because I haven't used it for a couple of years. So
Yeah. Okay, so like a 3 for 2 price.
Yeah. That's the biggest worry in the quoting process. It's like, well, how do I approach these sort of things?
Yeah. Okay. No, that's a good question. Did you want to, catch up with me after the presentation? I'll get some details from you.
Thanks.
Okay, where were we? And protect any CMS content. So it has different levels of where you can actually restrict access or allow access depending on whatever subscription plans they have. And integration with Community Builder and major extensions. Document, I've used Document, Virtuemart, I've used Virtuemart. And another mailing system, another packaging I've used. CBSubs, so paid subscription membership solution, and it integrates really well with other Joomla extensions. And again, basically it's a revenue model for members. But for example, there could be a level of free membership, and then different paid memberships. Built-in access control, as I mentioned before. So this is where they're talking about the different packages and everything like that. There's language packages, things like that. It is a little bit of a process to get everything all sorted with the initial setup. However, this new way that they're doing things with basically just selecting all your packages and it creates a new installer, it's a lot more simple now. Documentation, as I said, it's 600 pages. I think I said 200, but it is very detailed, and it's got screenshots and all that sort of thing. And the great thing about it is they actually update the screenshots. So you're not getting documentation, which, for example, the text is up to date, hopefully, but the screenshots are also up to date with the latest versions of, so there are a little bit of subtle differences between the different versions of Joomla, for example, and for these products as well. Use cases, lots of pictures, and again, as I said before, going further. Payment gateways, payment organisations, different plans, subscription, start date, end date, renewal dates. One of the challenges I've had with with one of the projects I've had is that there is for example, memberships start from 1st of July, finish 30 June. Somebody actually, their membership expires on a certain date. They then renew it, and then in the past it's been a challenge to actually have to go back into the database and change their memberships because there's been an issue with changing the memberships within the user section within Community Builder, or CBSubs, I should say. That seems to be updated quite well now. So that's been a relief for me, because if I've got admin people doing it and they don't know anything about SQL, then, or even going into the database, it's a bit of a hassle. Plan hierarchies, which is really interesting. So you've got, for example, the different levels, which is really good. Upgrades, and prorating, which is one I've just talked about it before. So CBSubs GPL is works for versions, all Joomla versions, but with Community Builder 1.9 plus, which I think they've just gone to 2 just recently. Turned a Joomla website into a subscription-based service. Has its own API, so obviously plugins can be developed quite well, and payment gateway API. That's a snapshot of the payment center. So, for example, it gives you an indication. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually flick across to a video presentation that I've got, and hopefully I don't blast you guys with volume too much. So you might want to hold on to yours for a sec.
CBSubs GPL is a powerful open source paid subscription membership management solution for Joomla. It is already powering thousands of Joomla websites as it works on all versions of Joomla. It can support many diversely different use cases that deal with pay-to-access type business scenarios, but it also supports traditional membership clubs. There are many built-in features that can be combined to support almost any imaginable use case. CBSubs currently has 17 payment methods, as it supports many popular online payment organizations with built-in auto-recurring payments where supported. It also supports offline payments and has a test gateway to help you fine-tune your website payment workflow. Popular Joomla extensions, affiliate systems, and Google Analytics are supported with built-in integration plugins. It also has an open-source extendable framework, so developers can step in and code additional integrations and new payment gateways. CBSubs is very popular with Joomla website and user customers, and also with Joomla website developers. When you first visit the CBSubs operations panel, you will see a nice graphical overview of the last 7 days payment activity of your website. Large icons will guide you to specific areas where you can configure your settings and plans, and where you can perform any additional daily operations and view reports. With CBSubs plans, you can charge one-time or recurring subscription fees, sell electronic good products, or collect donations. And you can manage all of this within the same easy-to-operate environment. In the plans area, you can create as many subscription, merchandise, or donation plans as you need to support your unique business use case. Each subscription plan can be configured with fixed duration periods and even physical calendar periods for club management. There are also many additional parameters that allow you to configure when and to whom a specific plan is proposed as an upgrade. International sales are supported with feature-rich multi-currency features. CBSubs will automatically get daily currency exchange rates from the internet. It will display prices in primary and secondary currencies. It lets your customers pay in their own currency. Collect your online or offline one-time or auto-recurring payments using one or more of the 17 supported payment gateway organizations. A comprehensive sales tax implementation will help you configure your specific taxation requirements based on the geographic zone of the seller and the geographic zone and characteristics of the buyer. A comprehensive sales tax VAT reporting tool will help you with your taxation accounting. CBSubs integrates nicely with core Joomla elements and Joomla ACL features to help you leverage your existing content. With the built-in CBSubs content protection feature, there is no need to use the Joomla ACL functionality. You can protect Joomla articles, your modules, your menu items, and even other third-party Joomla extensions and require a subscription for access. With dozens of built-in integrations already available for popular Joomla extensions, you have even more great tools at your fingertips. For example, here we have protected some Joomla articles that now require a subscription for full viewing. CBSubs will propose all plans that unlock this specific content. Great marketing tools will help you automate your sales strategy. Automated mailers that send your customer targeted and personalized messages will boost your sales. The CBSubs innovative promotions engine goes far beyond simple discount coupons and gives you the tools to implement your sales strategy your way. The CBSubs comprehensive 600+ page manual contains many inspiring use case examples that will help you implement your business idea or membership case. Problem resolution is unmatchable on the friendly support forums where CBSubs experts are keen to help you succeed. Given the built-in flexibility, the detailed, in-depth manual, and the great support, CBSubs is perhaps the most complete professional solution offered for Joomla.
There we go. That is available online as well. If you, for example, you may need to demonstrate to your client or something like that, which is kind of handy. There's always that sort of argument or the to and fro between your technical people and your business people, and where they meet in the middle, and how they decide on what solutions come out. Okay, so I'm supposed to be out here in about 4 minutes' time. Is there any questions?
Yeah, if you had to choose between CB and Joom Social, what would be your decision? What would be the advantage?
For me, it is that I don't know Joom Social.
Has anybody had to make that decision?
Social network, Joom Socials, I think it's a lot better.
Okay.
But I think the main reason you use this is for subscribe stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think they're trying to make it more social. Obviously, they've changed their terminology. They're talking about a social networking environment now.
That's the part that I don't get, because we've been using it for years and there's no social networking as we know.
There is some interaction now, but yeah, if you say, for example, what I understand what Joom Social is, it is more comprehensive. It's been built for that straight off.
And they actually try to mimic Facebook. Facebook changes the way they change it. Actually trying to mimic that. Don't know if they get away with copyright wise, but Facebook make the way your profile page changes. They'll try to mimic that.
I think the thing with CB is you can try it for free and see if you like it. The thing with Joom Social is you're up for a fee to begin with.
It's commercial.
If you want to use it after your evaluation period, you have to pay. Whereas Community Builder, you download it, you install it, you go, this solves my business problem, or it doesn't, and then go look somewhere else. Whereas Joom Social, you've got to subscribe.
That's another good point.
They had the whole team here a couple of years ago.
Yeah, they did. It was 2009.
Yeah, they spoke really for a long period of time.
Yeah.
Cool. Hopefully they come back sometime, because it sounds like an interesting component.
But they have their own templating issues with Joom Social.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know that Community Builder does.
It just runs. Well, I haven't
That's
had
right.
any. I haven't had any
Your
templating
standard
issues.
Template, whereas
Yeah.
Joom Social has its own. You can override, or you can override anything, I suppose. Up
Yeah.
to one, but yeah.
So will this run in a responsive template?
That's a good question. I don't know.
That's a good question.
Don't know.
Well, my thought process would be, okay, community builder. This is my experience. I haven't used it for the last couple of years. As I said.
Yeah.
If you want to have a social network, go to Joom Social. If you want to have subscription, restricted articles and user groups for different articles, definitely go to community builder.
Yeah.
I would say that 100% because Joom Social is made for social. It's not made for anything we just went through.
Yeah. Well, the three examples that I have in my experience has been for professional associations. Manufacturing, e-health, and a community organisation based in Ballarat called Breeze, which is renewable energy. Yeah. So although that's not using a subscription base, but definitely AME, which is a manufacturing organisation, has. It's using all the CBSubs and everything like that. That's what I'm giving you an example of this afternoon. Okay, so I don't want to go over overtime or anything like that. As I said, probably best thing to do is I'll get your details if there's and Nick in particular is who's the guy who was just speaking on the presentation, the video. Really good, and if you're on Skype, he'll probably just get you on Skype or something like that.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah.
I could obviously just go and download it,
Oh yeah.
and do it all.
Yeah.
But then I'd rather, if I could ask someone, that'd be great.
Yeah, sure. And as I said, if it's because it's not going to be synchronous or anything like that because of the time zones. I mean, email's probably another way you could probably do it as well. But I'll certainly get your details.
Cool.
Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you.